Hello and welcome to the Leathercraft Masterclass, and in this episode of Tabletop Tips I'm going to be talking about goatskin, probably the cornerstone of fine leathercraft, why I like it, its characteristics, and information about how it works. So as a craftsman, there's a ton of information on the internet. You can use your Google foo and go off and find so much information on this. So I'm going to talk about these skins in context of craftsmanship, how it works, how it cuts, how it skives, etc. Now, it's very, very popular for good reason. It's a very, very tight grain. It has a nice surface texture to it, which is quite recognizable, often quite uniform in good A-grade skins, and the stretch resistance is very good on this. So if you're looking for items that require more durability, then goatskin is definitely one of the ones to look out for. Now, it's not that it doesn't make a good exterior leather or exterior skin for the outside of wallets, the outside of bags, the outside of watch straps, etc. It's just it makes such a good interior that I generally prefer this for the insides of things that I'm creating. So the insides of boxes, the inside of cases, the inside of bags. Now, this, believe it or not, it looks quite soft. It's not garment leather soft, but it is reasonably soft. It is still vegetable tan leather. So if you're thinking that this is going to be very stiff in vegetable tan leather form, it is not. It is softer if it is chrome tanned, but generally, even though it's vegetable tan leather, the thickness is quite low, and just the fiber structure and the characteristics of the skin itself means that it is still quite supple even when it's vegetable tanned. Is it burnishable? Yes, it is, but it's quite challenging to do. And when I say burnish, not necessarily the surface, I'm talking about the edges of products that you make with this. It is possible, but it's definitely not as easy as a good vegetable tan leather, cowhide or calf, for example. Those two are going to burnish up on the edges much nicer. So this tends to be more towards people making products with either a turned edge or using edge paint. And my preference for this is a turned edge because it skives so beautifully compared to a lot of other skins. For example, this skiving knife here, it's very, very easy to get a nice overlap where you can't see the seam because it's hidden inside the crease line. And this is something that's much easier to do with goatskin versus some of the other options available. Another characteristic that I really like about it is for a textured leather, it's one of the best for obtaining a nice, clean hot foil stamp. So if you want to put your logo in there, it's actually very good. Even on smaller text, which this one is 1.8 millimeters high, still has a nice, clean, crisp look to it when done well. So it's definitely good for hot foiling as well. Now, there's two main types that you're going to see. One is your kind of traditional characteristic of this goatskin grain, but this is another option that you can get as well, and this is glacé finish. Now, this is tanned in much the same way, but this is polished on its surface, which removes most of that grain into a finer and obviously reflects the light a lot more with that gloss finish. It also makes it a tad stiffer as well, so even though it's quite thin, it's still a little bit more stiff than this piece here, which is even thicker. But they're finished in the same way, but that glacé finish there just gives a stiffer substance. It is in fact my favorite, along with kid skin, which is a small goat. Glacé finish is my favorite for the interior of wallets, which I showcased in the coat wallet course, which I produced recently. Workability wise, it cuts extremely cleanly. Even if you don't have a razor sharp knife, it does cut very, very well. The only downside sometimes is because it is a bit softer, you need a lot more pressure holding down the ruler as you cut. But saying that, it's very, very good. Skiving wise, as I mentioned earlier, it skives like an absolute dream, especially the glacé, probably the easiest to skive in the world in my opinion. But it does skive very, very easily. Stitching wise, it's a little bit softer. So if you have pricking irons with a very wide prong, you're not going to quite get the same steep angle that you are with a firmer vegetable tan leather like cowhide, for example. So that's something to be aware of. So if you are using very wide pronged irons, traditional irons, and some of the more modern ones that have those wide prongs, then you're not really going to get that extreme angle in there unless you sandwich a stiffer piece of leather or reinforcement in between both layers, for example. So those are some of the working characteristics of goat skin. Stay tuned for more videos, and we'll be discussing different skins and leathers for your projects coming soon.